I'm gonna say everybody in all black.
Is
Okay.
everybody in all black today?
Oh, is that? I didn't get the memo.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I
Let's,
see
okay,
Precious got her all black,
let's do it on the house. Do it. Do it.
blacked out. Is that a leather jacket? Is that a Whitney Houston? I'm your baby
No,
tonight leather
it's
jacket.
a windbreaker.
Oh,
Fuck you.
windbreaker.
It is. It
No.
gave me
Okay.
buttersoft leather vibes.
That's so
It's
leather.
a windbreaker. I clearly just came back from the outlet mall. If y'all can't tell.
Anytime, anytime a nigga got a whole set.
Nigga. Nigga. Nigga did that.
So y'all ready to get into these stories?
Oh yeah, I'm coming. Yep.
And then we'll do
We look full woke in all this all black, y'all. Welcome to Full Woke News. This is lit.
My pants black too, but I can't get them in the frame.
Alrighty, black home ownership rates are lowest in the U.S. So home ownership is critical to the accumulation of wealth, especially generational wealth. A family can use a property's equity to fund a child's education, start a business, or give a grandchild the down payment to buy a home of their own. Among black families, 44% own their own home, compared to 73.7% of white families, according to the U.S. Census. Why do black families not own their own homes? Well, income gap. Banks look at income and employment, and black families make up about half of what a white family makes as far as income. Wages are lower in turn. Housing options are lower. So, in other words, if you got no down payment money, then you can't get a house. And generally, white families are gifted down payments for houses. Black people have the lowest average credit scores in comparison to Asians, who have the number one credit scores. These are all contributing factors that are part of the system that makes it more difficult for generational wealth when it comes to black people. So apparently right now it is very low as far as black people owning houses. I don't know when it was at its highest, but they didn't come to Detroit. Detroit houses were extremely cheap just a few years ago, and they're not as cheap, but boy, can you come get one. Come get a crack house, dog. Flip that bitch. Come get everybody trying to come to Detroit, get a house, flip it and sell it. Don't sell it. Live in that bitch. We could use the nice people in Detroit. Go to Detroit Land Bank or something. It might be a scam. I don't know. Look it up. But come to Detroit. Come get you a $10 house. Fix that bitch up. Live in it.
My thing is, why now? Why y'all want to give us houses now? Oh, y'all doing bad now, huh? Oh, the whole economy done went down now. Now you need us, right? Decline, deny. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. It's not like they're giving out.
44% sounds kind of high to me. You know what I'm saying? They own. That's good.
That do sound high, to tell you the truth, because it's not like they're saying that they're giving houses. I mean, Detroit, they giving houses out because of some other shit. But it sounds like right now, black people owning houses is at an all-time low. But Precious, you're absolutely right. 44%. I mean, I ain't no genius, but that sounds kind of high. And then like 73% of white people owning their own home.
Those numbers don't even add up right to be people that they interview, because you know what I'm saying?
No, dog.
Over 100 easy. You know what I'm saying? So
dog. They not counting.
I know a lot of white people, and them niggas don't own no house.
No, I think they might be counting mobile homes. That might be in their equation. You know, we don't really count that shit. They be like, you got a house, and the nigga live in a mobile home. We be like,
hell yeah.
Well, if that's what they count now, I'm a homeowner. Shit, I've been a homeowner for about 7 years now.
This survey, I don't know why y'all are so fucking skeptical. This survey, if anything, should motivate more black people to want to become homeowners. So even if the statistics are skewed, which they always are with every fucking survey you take, we should be on the side of this and being like, yeah, fuck that. We need to own houses, land, property, da-da-da. Because it be hella shit on everybody's mind. But I don't think owning where you live or what you do is high on a lot of people's lists. It's becoming high, but it wasn't. People really talk about that shit.
Depending on where you live, because like you living in California, New York, it's like safe. Stop playing with me. But if you want to have some shit down there in the South somewhere, but in real life, it's hard to own your own shit if you staying in the most expensive places in the world. But
well, from what I can see, I'm sorry. From what I can see, I'm just going into this story a little bit more. They said that Black people experienced an uptick last year. So 2019, we actually were buying more homes, and Corona, apparently, it seems like is what threatened the possibility of Black people continuing to buy their own homes. So it ain't like we wasn't trying. It's just coronavirus. It fucked a lot of people up apparently. So, but even still. 41, that's a lot.
On top of that, the bank's not giving us the loans also, but also I saw the story where the lady, they appraised her home and they gave her a lower value because she had her Black family's pictures up in there. And then when she went and took all the pictures out, they gave her a higher appraisal. So if you look at it like that, when we do own homes and we sell the home, we don't get the value that we should actually get for that home. That limits what you can buy as far as continuing to be a home. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
either you're gonna downgrade or you're gonna start renting.
Yeah, and too with the banks, like the banks have to approve the loans a lot of times for you to be able to put the down payment to get the mortgage or whatever. And like they said, passing it down from generation to generation, that shit is so important, because if you have land, a lot of times, even if you don't want to keep that land, it gives you something to sell so you can go buy the property you want or take that to start the business you want. A lot of times in our community, niggas don't pass down nothing but debt, and that's got to change, like, period. You got to think of what the fuck I've never personally been left anything by any of my relatives that have passed, God rest their soul. But I'm just saying, like, it's not all the time where you see the whole movie scene where people come sit down and everybody's waiting for the lawyer to read what they got. Like, no, most of the time it's like, all right, who's paying for the funeral?
I know.
Yeah.
We sit down like, okay, precious. You know what I'm saying?
It seems as
but wait, if you're in that room though, you really got to keep that I'm not greedy, I'm still sorry for their loss face. And that's like,
but I bounced up on there like they do everybody else a little bit, and they like, want her to have.
Can you show disappointment for not getting the shit you were looking for? I mean, even though they dead, it's like
I'll be sitting there like, baby, ain't fair.
Really? You gonna get? So they get the right. Okay, cool. Nah, that's cool. That's cool.
The dead has spoken. You know what I'm saying?
The dead has spoken now.
We should do that. I mean, that shit's hard to do for anybody, especially for Black people, because it just reminds us of our own mortality. Like, we all should be writing wills and stuff right now, but it's like, I ain't writing no will. I ain't planning on dying, man. Who am I give it to? You ain't about to kill me. It's fucked up, but that's how it go. But it's not just passing down houses from death, but obviously from this article and what makes sense, it's just the fact that Black people don't make as much money. Like, coincidentally, Minneapolis is the place where the wage gap is the biggest, or where the gap is the biggest between ownership of families between white and Black people. Minneapolis is also where the George Floyd shit went down. And as opposed to DC, which apparently has the highest rate of Black people owning houses with 51%. So I don't know what they doing out there in DC, but niggas getting money and getting houses out there. So we got to make money and we got to spend it on the right things, apparently.
And then they said last year they bought up the stuff mostly in 2019, because that's when everybody was getting over. Yeah, let me get that loan. Let me get that approval. Yeah, I got some cash. What, you need a damn payment? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Right.
Shit. About time.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hey.
Just talking.
Whoever watching this, if you want to go half on a house in Detroit, just come up with your $1,500 and let's buy that bitch,
Okay, let's do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? 15?
Right.
Try that bitch out.
Yeah, they got them shits for the price of used cars, nigga.
Shut up.
Them houses are the price of a LeBaron.
You just got to make sure the water ain't cut off. Because if that water cut off already and they got to dig that bitch up, it's like $7,000 right there just for them to start digging. And then you got to pay back tax. It's a big deal, but we can figure it out.
That's another thing too with owning a house. Like when you rent a house or some shit go, like a lot of times you can call people or whoever owns it to come fix the property or handle damages and shit. When you're out there on your own and you bought it, there's nobody to call. There's a lot of extra.
It's a lot of work.
People sell their land. They can't even afford the damn tax on the house. They don't get a house. Left you a house. Your ass can't pay the damn tax.
Man, you in an apartment, your toilet break, you tell somebody. You at home, your toilet break, nigga, your toilet broke. What you gonna do? Tim the Tool-Man Taylor? that shit's not fun, but
Right.
But I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, but I know that sleep probably hit different if you own the house. At least for the first couple of weeks, you gotta be like, "Ooh," you know what I mean? Like that shit gotta feel good.
Yeah.
It's scary when I don't know if you've ever been in a home by yourself, like a house, but if you came up from apartments, you realize like you kind of got roommates. They just a wall away. When you in a house, that's when you start thinking about monsters and shit. You like, if I died, like I'm just dead. Ain't nobody gonna knock on my door, ask for rent, nothing. Houses is big, noises be making. You can't blame the noise on like neighbors. It's like that's a motherfucking monster. That's a monster.
Fuck that. I'm worried about the roommate.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is this nigga still doing up?
A house is a lot, and if you're there by yourself and God forbid somebody actually plotting on you, it could come up with a plan. That's why I start to get when I be scared in the house. I'm like, yo, it's too many doors and windows.
I be in somebody belly with all them TV screens. And like, my whole house, front, back, side to side. What's going on here? Come in if you want to. You want to rock with me? No, you want to.
You want to rock with me? You gonna turn in the house?
Just paranoid in the house, like. Oh Lord! All right, yeah. But if y'all have any tips on owning your own home, or if you own property, or have just anything to say about this conversation, leave it in the comments below.